Christina from Christina of Light. Thank you for visiting with me here. When you watch my videos, you're always in a protective bubble of love and light, watched over by all my guides and angels. I am in gratitude to them for this. This is my Monday love reading. Thank you for joining me. I'm using, the decks I'm using are from Mystic Moon. I'll show you them after I get done with each one of them. So I channel masculine and feminine. It doesn't matter who applies to what. Apply it to your situation. How it's coming into me is I quite often channel masculine. And I really can channel whoever if I want to. That's how it works for me. But this masculine is... He's in the spring of his life right now. He's blooming and flourishing. He is a flower. He is come out of his winter and watched somebody walk away. It's very stoic and it seems very boring, and it looks like she's trying to make a dramatic scene out of it, but he looks like he's like, yeah, okay, well, let's move on. But there's emptiness in this photo right now. He's watching this person walk away, and it's kind of like, okay, let's move on to other things feeling. He's refocused. It seems like when I look at this picture, it almost seems like the refocus is, it can be, because when I look at this, at first I thought it said karmic patterns. It says karmic partners, but this could be creating new patterns, healthier patterns. He's refocused. I say he because that's how it's coming into me. So you just apply it, like I said, however it fits for you. Refocusing, recentering. As you can see here in this card, he's watching her walk away, but I feel as she walked away, he turned around and walked the other direction, and I feel like he was walking towards something else. This is like the King of Pentacles right here. I feel like is his whole world in his hands right here. He's got a gift of proposition and invitation. He's very focused on whatever that objective is. I hear sharing. This could be of himself, of a gift. I have a gift to offer. But I almost feel like it's at his throat too, like a throat chakra, vocalizing that gift or that offer, that invitation, that proposition. But it's a spark. It's an igniting. Going from that dark stoic card to a brightening, because that's how he feels. He's a flower blooming. Kindred spirits, lover, companion, soulmate. He has perhaps his objective, his refocusing is on what he knows he wants now, whether that be a person, a soulmate, or what his objective is now is to ascertain what this isn't. How polar opposite that is. Because this is where he's at now. He's blooming. He's bright and cheery. And I feel like he's done with drama. Because as I said, when I look at this card, the overall background of this is, it feels like walking away from whatever this scenario was. But it seems very stuffy and like proper, and it feels like no enjoyment when I look at that card. It's beautiful and it's in its own right, but there seems like there's not really any life to it. I just gotta pick up a card. I dropped one. He's gone through a metamorphosis. Change, transformation, shift. Absolutely. Because when I saw this card and I look at it, I feel him turn around and walk in the other direction. So he walked away from whatever that patterning was to create, or has already started to create something. He's flourishing while this situation was going on. He was already flourishing. He was just slow moving it. And I'll tell you why. Because he was afraid of change. This is change, transformation, and shift, but the barrier was his fear. He settled for this barren, cold, stark place because he was afraid to move on. He was afraid of change. That's what the obstacle was, his fear of moving forward. There were lights on, but there was nothing. Nothing was happening. And the big moons are big moons. There's two big moons in here in both of those cards, and I feel like it's what people didn't see. What people didn't see was those images of his life. But he hit a crossroads and was stuck, but he recentered, refocused. He walked away from that obstacle of fear and has moved on. There was a turning point, a crossroads, but you could see it was quick action. This reminds me of is it the Knight of Swords, maybe I'm thinking of. Feels like quick movement. But he's streamlined, and he took only what he needed, and you can see this is like a beacon. It's almost like a gate crossing over, like, but it just feels very streamlined, action oriented, focused, almost like the repatterning is going on in this picture here. This seems more of like what would be going on in his head, the repatterning, But this seems like if you were to look at it in the physical, that's what it would look like. Moving on, and there's a path laid out here, and he's following it. That's, you know, that's when you finally move on from fear that way. You've taken that chance, and this is the deck that I just used. You know, that everything can seem very large to you because you've put everything in a very small perspective. But you're like you're like a child in a candy store at that point. You're beginning anew that way. I knew yesterday when I was doing my weekly energy reading that this was a twin flame reading because I felt it. Yeah, this is like that card, the one with the barrier there. The fear one. Well, the gate's opened here. This masculine has walked away. Passage, exit, portal. Yep, the minute he walked through that gate. Because he knows his self-worth now. It's not the shrunken little violet here. You know, this is... He's gained confidence now. Self-realization, enlightenment, ascension. He's receiving information. He's listening to his inner self. And actually, you know, in my particular situation, me and my twin flame, we go back all the way to Egypt. That's actually the past life situation that I fully remembered him, and what happened to me was during this time period. But in any case, he's grown so much. I mean, he's grown from this little pyramid to this large pyramid here, knowing his self-worth. And I mean, and just look at the difference between, like, the other card, with the difference of how he's felt walking away. I don't think he even realizes just how much he's changed on such a grand scale, this masculine. Mountain. Delays, obstacles, persistence. This masculine is working in like a Knight of Pentacles, but slow and steady wins the race. And you can see he's receiving as above, so below. That information's coming into him, and he's grounding it. And this actually looks like, this reminds me of Archangel Michael. So this is definitely twin flame reading, because I can almost see like an angel, a cross almost like in there, and it's the color of blue, and that's Archangel Michael all the way right there. But you can see this is just a huge growth, and just, it almost seems like a tremendous amount of work in a very short period of time. Because I guess the focus was another person. But this masculine didn't, he felt like he would have dishonored her by being with her, even though, whew, God, when I get into these readings, this This masculine loves this feminine, but he had opportunity with her, but he didn't. He felt like he's an honorable person. He felt like he would have dishonored her, even though he knew he could have had that opportunity. He was a gentleman and he didn't, which is very honorable of him. Because I mean, she's the color in his world. I mean, look at this other card back here. Look at this color. All this color and what he left behind, how barren that was. The color. Amazing Technicolor. But she's beautiful to him. She's a flower. He's a blooming flower himself. Allure, affair, seduction, it was so tempting for him. Because look at her. She's got her arms open and I can feel the love. And it's glowing and growing and it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. They are love. Joy, love, life, contentment. That's what he sees her. He just wants to wrap his arms around her and it looks like I mean just wants to hold her and just touch her skin and just smell her and just feel her body and just, I mean, this isn't even, I mean, yeah, it's sexual, but it's just being in the presence of her and just having her physically by him. It's just so fulfilling for him. I don't, from this card, I feel like she doesn't even know this because he's behind her. That's the second, and this other one feels like he's almost behind her too, like as if she doesn't even know. She doesn't even know that this is how and look at this is like water. All this water around and orange, the sacral chakra. But her red hair, she lights him up. Yes, she does. And a change, transition, patterns, absolutely. It's a new dawn. Birthing a new stork, carrying the baby, birthing anew. It's a new dawn for him. I just feel like breathing, just all new, feeling new. It just feels very new. Ho ho ho. Yes, that Knight of Pentacles decided he wanted to get on his horse. But he's cloaked. He's cloaked. He's got big news, a delivery. There is movement here now. And he's on the horse and he's ready to go. I just started calculating. I feel like there's a plan at hand. There's a plan. He's a man with a plan, Stan. Ooh, and look at the, you know what? Let me pull that other card up again. Look at the difference of what he left and what he's going to. I mean, there's so much growth in this picture. It's overtaken the archway to this garden. Event, reunion, celebration, Garden of Eden. I mean, look at her. She's run to open the gates to see the masculine riding in on his horse. He's going from this into this. The dog, friendship, loyalty, devotion. Yes, because this is how he sees her. He sees her as friendship, as loyalty, as devotion. It's almost like it gives me the impression of, like, you know, when a soldier goes to war and he comes back and there's a woman, man, however that fits in your scenario, as I normally say, waiting. And you know what? She sees him the same way, as friendship, as loyalty, and devotion. Honorable. I hear honorable. Integrity. Wow. Those are some beautiful terms. If there's anything I'd want to be as those words, that's for sure. I'd want my person to think of me as those terms. Absolutely. Oh, you know what? Let me show you this other. That's what that deck is right there. The Diviner's Oracle. Again, I'm using this lovely lady's Mystical Moon here. Her cards. I have a lot of her decks. Just amazing artwork, and just, she is a very beautiful creator. Very beautiful creator for sure. Let's see what we got here. Sensation, I caress you while you sleep. He is dreaming about her. Awake and asleep. But he's dreaming of her because he's still he's in a transition still, so keep your chin up. Others need you too. Confidence. He's building his confidence right now while he's in this transitional time. You bring out the best parts of me. This lady, beautiful, feminine for this masculine, she is inspiring him. I get this. I think I've gotten this card every time I do a love reading. I get this card. I feel like my love. I'm forever changed by you. Absolutely. She's been an inspirational. They're not together, so I don't think she even knows this. But at a distance, she motivates the shit out of him. Reincarnate, I will choose you every lifetime, and as a twin flame should. Coming down to do their light work again. The twin flames are elevating love language, the love relationship right now. Those that are coming together during this time, between now and through Cancer season, a huge swath of twin flames are coming together because their love relationship is the new level of a love relationship here on the planet. They are laying the groundwork for I should say, laying out, well, those ones that are coming together are, but they're laying the groundwork for the evolved love relationships to come for the future. That higher vibe love relationship, they're laying the template out for it. Kudos to them. Way shower, absolutely. They're way showers. You are everything I hope to be. So usually in a twin flame relationship, there's a spiritual one and there's an earth one. The masculine works from the bottom chakras, and the feminine operates from the top chakras. And usually the feminine helps guide the masculine spiritually. There, the masculine's more skilled in the earthbound things, and the feminine's more skilled in the spiritual aspect of it, and together they make a team. She, in this scenario, I seem to do that every reading. Flick a card with all my hand gestures. In this scenario, she is guiding the masculine. He is green and growing. He's young right now, but she's taken his hand energetically, and they, twin flames speak to each other even when they're not in communication here in the 3D. So, he's learning from her how to integrate his spirituality into his life, his 3D life, and knowing that it is okay to be in both worlds. That's what we're about. We, as above, so below, we cohabitate in our 3D while being part of our 5D. While we're doing all kinds of work. And in this scenario, she is showing him. And he has taken her hand, and he is proceeding forward with her. In this time that they're apart, he's growing. He's released those old patterns, and he's... Excuse me. Stop. Gaining his strength. Hang in there. You have what it takes. He is... I feel fast movement now. I feel since he's released those fears and moved on from that, he's been a young child. He's born again, so he's growing, but it's at a rapid pace, because you can see he's a toddler here, and now there's a quick movement. There's a lot of gates here in these decks, in this reading, and he's gone through many passageways. There's a knowingness with him and his twin, as twins are. No one gets me the way you do. Of course, because we're two halves of one. It's a cosmic relationship. Me and my twin have been everywhere. We're a couple, and we go everywhere. We're light workers, and we just go. We've been together a very, very long time. We've traveled to other worlds, and we're a team. We have a light family, and this is just where we're at right now in this lifetime. But you can see this is a good scenario right here. Even when there's a divide, there's still a connection. Wherever we are. This is a perfect scenario of that right there. See a little bit better. There's a crack in there, but it's still hand in hand. There's still a connection. Because there's always an energy connection when you're two parts of one. Believe me, I tried. You tried to disconnect. It's hard. It's very hard. This card I found on the floor, vulnerable. Opening my heart to the experience of love is truly living. And this is the gist of it. It's being afraid to be vulnerable for him. It's the hardest. It's been the hardest thing for him. because being vulnerable in his past relationship was, he couldn't do it. It would be death to him in that relationship. This was the other deck, by the way, that I just used. It absolutely, there was no way he was going to be vulnerable. And I pulled cards for both just to let you know where the masculine and the feminine are at right now. The masculine: mesmerized. Your intensity frightens me and allures me all at the same time. Craving. The thought of you still does things to me. Beautiful. I look at your picture often. I could be, if you have a social media, he could be watching you on there to see how you're doing. Nothing creepy I'm getting. Curious, looked you up online to see what you've been up to. There you go. Clues. I can't ignore the signs I'm receiving any longer. No, because he's awoken. She's already taken his hand. He's spiritually awoken. He sees the signs. There's been enough synchronicities. He can't ignore it anymore. Plus, he has his own gifts. If she has gifts, he has gifts. You're part of the same soul. So he's recognizing and he's allowing himself to honor who he is and the gifts he possesses as well. Reconciliation. We will be together again. Absolutely, your twin flames. Come together all the time. And you're never apart. We're always together. We're connected. We're two parts of one. Apologies. Even though I don't show it, I am sorry for how things went between us. Absolutely. There's always regret because that's how the process occurs. That's how we learn. My twin is a fabulous teacher. I have learned tremendous from him. He probably doesn't know, but I have grown tremendously because of being in this twin flame situation, and it's horrible. My God, it was horrible for the longest time until I realized and was opening and continued to go forward on my journey to realize exactly what that is. What it consists of. Irreplaceable. I keep comparing others to, because there's that person, when they're at that level of comparison, there is no comparison. I think that about my twin. Nobody will ever compare to him. Yeah, I will love people, but I know that light, that person's light, because it's my light too, and that person is the utmost. That I know the light person. It's how it works. It's a tough situation when you're looking at it from your 3D person. The 3D. You're in the 3D. Memories. I've never forgotten you, even though you think I have. It's impossible. Once you recognize each other, you never forget each other, because you're reminded all over again of who this person is. But you don't want to forget. That's just the thing. Because we're just here doing what we're doing for work on this planet at this time, and we will move on to another scenario in another time, place to be determined after this lifetime. This is that deck right there. We'll finish up with the feminine deck here. The feminine got a lot more cards for this. Believe. I create my reality based on what I choose to believe. I never give up on my dreams. I would hope not. It's your journey. I attract what is meant for me. Magnetic. Yes, because once you've awoken and you start down that healthier path, your light just sparkles and shines, and you start to draw in, and that's where the lessons come in. It's the twin flame school. It's unavoidable. If you have chosen, if you're a twin flame, you're in a twin flame relationship, be prepared to be battered, bruised, and battered some more, to come out on the other side, and you're schooled in what you're here for. I'm aligned with my purpose. Awareness. There's that spark, that light, absolutely. I do not compare myself to other people on this journey of life. I stay in my own lane and let others do the same lanes. Absolutely. Because when you have progressed in that knowing, as a twin flame, you get to the point where you're on your own journey. You're becoming the observer. You respect everybody's journey. Like I've said before, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. It all evolves into what your journey is and where it brings you. It's evolution. It's an evolution. I accept that everything happens for a reason, even if I do not like or understand the outcome. And why? Exactly. Well, through that process, you figure that out. At least in my journey as a twin, I know everyone has got their own particular journey, never mind the twin flame journey, but in mine, once I was learning and moved, you figure your journey out and what it's supposed to be. You listen and see the signs, and you evolve with that. I have faith that the universe is guiding me towards what is best for me. Support. Of course they are. And they will not bring you together or allow you to come together with your twin if there isn't proper alignment there. Because it's doomed from the start. It's not what is meant to happen. If there's no alignment there because one isn't where they're supposed to be at, it won't come together. I am not with my twin flame at all, and I still continue on my path. I have work to do here, and it's extremely important. We're in a key time in our lifetimes here on this planet right now, and I have work to do that I'm called to do. If that person were here, then that'd be different. What I'm doing wouldn't change. I would still, but that person was supposed to have already been with me to continue on the work, not per se with me, but to be part of the scenario of that. But either way, it's I continue on my spiritual path without that person. We're still connected, but I embrace my emotions. Soul cleanse. Yes, because when you do the shadow work and you help your body release all of that baggage, that lower vibrational stuff, and you embrace it, you accept your journey for what it's been to teach you, where you've been from, no matter how bad it got. You cleanse yourself of it, lighten yourself, you raise your vibration and your frequency, you ascend, and you continue on forward to do the work you're here to do. Take me or leave me, wild woman. Yeah, take me or leave me, because you know what? You're solid in yourself. You've discerned what matters now. You're not looking to please everybody, and you understand that not everyone's going to be pleased by you. But that sounds like a them problem, not a you problem. You're beautiful, you're where you're at, and that's that. It's as simple as that. Mind your own business. If you don't like what you see in front of you, then don't look at it. Go be nosy neighbor someplace else. This chick's moving right along, though. Good for her. Branded. What other people think about me is none of my business. I choose to let it go now. Holy crap. I couldn't even have planned that. There you go. Absolutely. Sounds like a them problem. You have your own stuff to think about. They want to burden themselves in stupid ways, then let them do it. What has not killed me only works in making me a stronger person. Survivor. Because if the twin flame teaches you nothing but to be a survivor, that is for sure. Those of us that are on the twin flame path usually have come from very, tough situations. I know mine. But I'm here to talk about it, and it was for a reason. It was part of my journey. It's what I chose as contractual things to occur on my path. That's what this is, Triggers. When someone's behavior irritates me, take it as an opportunity to heal something unresolved within myself. This is such a key card right here. This is beautifully said. Because we always think, what is that person doing to me? But you don't understand. You contracted that person before you got here to show you something. And it will continue to be shown to you by other people throughout your life if you don't get it that 15th time, that 20th time. You'll do that circle over and over and over again until you snap out of it. That person's doing you a favor no matter how shitty it is, believe it or not. It's just, that's what it is. People think, you wouldn't believe what I went through and blah, 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 blah. No. You signed a contract before you got here in this lifetime that person was going to teach you that if you didn't get it. And that person can teach you over and over and over again until you're done being hit with that frying pan. And you want to get your shit together and move on from that. You want to elevate yourself and get rid of that pattern. I know what I want, and I am no longer afraid to get it, Huntress. Yes. Because you are balanced in your masculine and your feminine. And you can embrace your masculine at the same time to take that action when you need to, or embrace your feminine to sit back and receive it when you need to. And you're not afraid. There is no fear. There is no fear in love. There is no fear. It's a man-made construct. And I'm not talking about jumping, out of a moving car per se or whatever. Obviously, that's not the things I'm talking about. Reserved. Silence is golden. Some things are better left unsaid. Yeah, it's time to listen. I talked about this in one of my other readings the other day. I do so many now, I can't even remember. Listen. We're in observer mode now. We know where to put our energy. And people aren't getting it from us any longer that don't deserve it. Reserved, because it's a calculating. Observe. Reserve, observe. Reserve, observe. And you decide to take action if it's necessary. If not, you're just the observer. You're reserved. You're saving your energy for yourself, as it should be. You're not wasting it on petty crap. Your energy is yours. Manifesting the good life here on all this red. And that is this deck. Divine Feminine Healing Mystic Moon. Well, that's the end of my Monday Love reading. Thank you for joining me here, for visiting with me. Looks like we're about ready to hit 444. I'll see you tomorrow for my cosmic reading, cosmic eye reading, guys. Thank you so much. Peace.